Chapter 3 Empire's State of Mind. Twilight Sparkle didn't think it was possible, but the Crystal Empire looked even more beautiful than the last time she'd been there. The winding cobble-gem streets and tall spires sparkled and glistened in the sunshine. Every facet of shining glass turned a different hue when the light danced on it. It had been a long journey, but it was well worth it to be back. As she entered through the front gates, Twilight felt a sense of overwhelming pride in her brother's new realm. Everything appeared to be fully restored back to its former glory, partly thanks to her, of course, though she would never brag about it. The Crystal Empire had been through so many dark days after the evil King Sombra tried to keep the source of the Empire's power, the Crystal Heart, hidden away. The Crystal Heart, charged by the power of the ponies' love, was the only object that was able to offer the Empire protection. Once it was stolen, the kingdom was overtaken by darkness. Luckily, Princess Celestia had put Twilight to the test when she recruited her and her best friends to help. They came to the rescue, putting on the long-forgotten Crystal Fair, while Twilight searched for the Empire's beloved Crystal Heart. When Twilight finally succeeded in recovering the precious magical gemstone, not only did she pass her test, but balance was also restored to the stunning city. As Twilight walked past a group of crystal ponies, she smiled and waved, "Good afternoon, every pony." "Hey, Princess Twilight Sparkle," they shouted in response. "Welcome back." A sparkling, teal-colored pony with a light blue mane jumped up and down in excitement. The pony was named Glitter Dance and reminded Twilight of her eternally energetic friend, Pinkie Pie. "We're going to the Crystal Lake today," she exclaimed. "Come play with us." Twilight politely declined, but was pleased by the invitation. The ponies were having tons of fun with each other, which was always a good sign. Every corner of the kingdom appeared to be filled with light and love. It was certainly the perfect place for Shining Armor and Princess Cadance to live and rule. Of course, having Cadance as their princess had likely contributed to the warm, fuzzy feeling of the Crystal Pony population. "Twily!" a handsome white stallion with a blue mane yelled from across the courtyard. Shining Armor hadn't seen his sister since her coronation. He galloped over and embraced her in a classic big brother hug. "How's my second favorite princess?" He knocked her cheek lovingly with his hoof. "Hey now," Twilight laughed. "I was around first." "Only kidding," he said, as Princess Cadance trotted over to join them. "You're both my favorite princesses." "Cadance!" Twilight shouted out. "Sunshine, sunshine!" She started, looking to the elegant princess for acknowledgement. "Ladybugs awake!" Cadance yelled in joyous response. The two of them sang in unison as they hopped around and shook their tails at each other. "Clap your hooves and do a little shake." It had been their secret tail shake since Twilight was just a little filly and Cadance was her full sister. It was still amusing after all these years, even though a couple of nearby ponies watched the scene in slight confusion. It was unusual to see their composed princesses acting so silly. "What brings you to the Crystal Empire, little sis?" Shining Armor asked. "Isn't royal life great?" He beamed with pride and smiled wide. His little sister had come so far in her studies that she'd achieved princess status. It was very impressive, and he loved to tell other ponies about all her accomplishments. But ever since she was crowned, it was no secret to any pony. Twilight was famous all across Equestria now. "Well, that's sort of why I'm here." Twilight dropped her eyes to the ground and scuffed a hoof around. "I'm not good at being a leader of other ponies. I don't know how to act. I don't feel anything like a princess, and it's just weird to have every pony call me that. I don't feel very graceful. Not like you, Cadance." "Oh, Twilight," said Shining Armor, "it isn't an easy transition, but you are doing great." Twilight knew he was trying to help, but she couldn't resist rolling her eyes a little bit. "Of course you would say that. You're my brother. You have to think so." "Chill out, Twily. Being royalty is a cinch, right, Cadence?" He was clearly missing the point. Cadence's face became serious. "No, Shining Armor. It's not as simple as that. I completely understand what she's going through." She turned to her fellow princess. "Maybe I can help you, Twilight." She started by leading Twilight Sparkle down the street and through the city. Twilight was happy to follow.